The arrogance shown by the VRC at Flemington building that flood wall is nothing short of a betrayal to the community that has lived with this river for generations. I've lived in Maribyrnong my whole life. I've seen the floods, I've seen the damage, I've seen what happens when people think that they can outsmart nature. 2022 flood reached 4.2 metres. That was only from catchment rain. Water missed overtopping the Flemington flood wall by roughly 40 to 50 centimetres. Now let's imagine the next one. Catchment rain combined with a local storm and high tide. We're staring down the barrel of a potential 8-metre flood. When that happens, the Flemington racecourse will not be protected, it'll backfill. The wall will act like a dam, trapping water inside the basin. Horses, stables and infrastructure will be stranded. An evacuation? Impossible. The old float entrance, once a vital escape route, has been blocked off by these new flat roof structures, flat-like structures that it does nothing for safety. These aesthetic showpieces replace what used to be function and foresight. Time and time again, the VRC has shown it doesn't understand its own landscape and the responsibility it carries. Its decisions have alienated the very community that built its foundation. Unless it changes course and begins to work with the Maribyrnong residents rather than building walls against them, it risks being remembered not for racing glory, but for preventable tragedy. Equally damaged has been Transurban's betrayal of the community. Through widening of Tullamarine Freeway and doing so, they have turned the once vital Mooney Ponds Creek, a natural artery and release valve for the Maribyrnong River system, into little more than a concrete straw. That creek was never just a drain, it was a living flood release corridor carrying excess water safely away from the city's basin. Boxing in and choking it with concrete and road expansion, Transurban's robbed Melbourne, the northwest, of a crucial natural defence. In a major flood, the creek's useless. Here's the thing. Make perfect sense if Transurban's influence extended right to the Flemington flood wall itself. Design philosophy is the same. Profit before people. Concrete before common sense. The wall of Flemington has all the hallmarks of Transurban's infrastructure mindset. Build first, think later. Leave the community to wear the risk. We'll be investigating that link in detail in our next piece, but for now, what's clear is the VRC and Transurban, our floodplain has been engineered out of existence. And I just hope that these people are aware of the consequences, especially with the defunct CSIRO Army Barracks upstream and the septic slush pit that sits beneath it. Major flood cuts through there. Contaminated runoff won't just be reaching the Maribyrnong, it'll wash straight into Port Phillip Bay. And it's not just a local issue, it's a national issue. One wrong flood, we're talking about toxins, waste, debris, pours into the city, to the main waterway. If that happens, the impact could stretch from Flemington to the bay itself. Flemington needs to switch on. They've failed to understand this landscape for too long. Not just about walls and race meets, it's about what happens when the river comes for what it's owed. Maribyrnong doesn't forget. The water will come again. When it does, no wall, no freeway, no floodplain will hold it back. Thank you, Jack Scott, the Maribyrnong Spectator.